Hello and welcome back to Inquisitor Martyr. Last time we ran some intel missions, and today I think we're going to run some ordo missions. I'm feeling it. These are probably going to be difficult and I'm probably going to get slapped, but you know, that's the fun. I should probably run Ordo Malleus, because that's the closest to getting an actual reward. Psalm codes. See, I'd like to get to that. But that's going to be a while. I mean, Ordo Hereticus could use the boost too. Ordo Xenos is fine, but I'd like to get to that eventually, because honestly, the 10% boosts, no matter what, are just good. Like, oh hey, do you want free 10% damage up? Like, yeah, I'm gonna take that. Alright, I convinced myself. We'll run the Ordo Hereticus purge, because I hate doing the rescues. Yeah, these are hell. Oh yeah, that's gonna really hurt. Yes, we're not gonna modify that at all, as much as I'd like to. I'm already getting 64% damage reduction and getting slapped with essentially double damage, so...
100,000 worlds, 100,000 wars. There is no respite. There is nowhere to hide. Across the galaxy, there is only war.
I feel like the last mission I did had some modifier, because those guys were taking way less damage, and I feel like I'm doing a lot better this time around. And I'm supposed to be taking, like, big old damage penalties right now. Whatever. But yeah, as of recording this, there isn't any major news right now. I mean, I was struggling with what for you guys will be yesterday's video, because I just couldn't think of much. Like, they're really, in terms of 40K news, it's been quiet. Nothing about Space Marine. That's really all there is for games. Like, it's quiet. Not a fan of that. I don't like when there's no news. Not even from a content creation perspective, but just from I like to see new stuff. You know, hearing something new is always fun. And when it's just like, yeah, we got nothing, it's like, oh, well damn. This isn't fun at all. But since we have the time and there's nothing really to go over, I want to talk about something I really like. Which I usually do, but something else I really like. Noise Marines. I absolutely hate Slaanesh with the Fury of 1,000 Suns in a small microwave oven, but Noise Marines are dope. And the reason why is pretty simple. The sonic weapons are cool. Where is this tower that's bombarding me? Because I want to blow it up. I've just kind of did a big loop and aggroed every boss. Stop that summoning. I don't know if I should let them summon or not. Hey, another Psyker. Damn, they got a lot of Psykers around here. But Noise Marines, I like the Sonic Blasters, I like the Blast Master weapons. I think they're all cool. The Dirge Casters and all that. I think they're really interesting, and you know, you have the one miniature you can find where it's a Noise Marine, but it's like a hair metal band one where his Sonic Blaster is a giant guitar. Stuff like that's super cool. I love the look of that, and whoever made that deserves a lot of recognition and a lot of respect for that, because that was a cool idea. See where it is, I have to loop all the way around again, which is a tad annoying, but whatever. Yeah, I think they're cool. I think the miniature's cool, and I think the unit is cool. Kind of like how, like, Plague Marines are really cool. They're a really interesting idea. Very simple when you really start to break it down. But I think they're neat. And honestly, it's like one of the, like, what, 3 things Slaanesh factions get. if that. I feel like that's part of the problem too, is they get so little in terms of gear and in terms of unique stuff that it's hard to like Slaanesh factions, because you're essentially liking Black Legion but a little spicy. You know, you can like Thousand Suns. Okay, cool, they got Rubric Marines and all the Zinchi demons with the warp fire and all that, and that's really cool. You got Khorne with blood and everybody using a chain axe. At least they get some cool machines. Nurgle, the zombies though, the Jellerpox infected or whatever it is, those guys need to be reworked. Like, they exist as like a scuffed kill team faction, but they don't have enough support to be a good one. They don't really work in other tabletop. Like, it's like they wanted to be Plague Zombies, but then for some reason Games Workshop's like, no, we can't do Plague Zombies, are you stupid? And then ended up just making Plague Zombies anyways, because, you know, that's kind of a big thing. But, like, Slaanesh doesn't get much. I think part of it is because they consign them to, like, sonic weaponry. How do you create interesting sonic weapons? You can't really do, like, a sonic machine gun. What's it gonna do? Just play fart.mp3 rapidly? Nah, you're kind of stuck. But, you know, the Blastmaster, stuff like that, it makes more sense. Oh, it's just a steady cacophony of noise. You know, that works, that makes sense. It all tracks. As opposed to other kind of wonky things. I wish we'd see more cool stuff, even for, like, Nurgle. Even though I know Nurgle already has a bunch, but I just really like Nurgle too. Don't know why it went that way, but sure. And dead. The more I think about it, every faction is kind of pigeonholed to some degree. You know, Thousand Suns and Tzeentch, everything's pretty much warp fire, and that's about it. You have... trying to think what else. Khorne is just skulls. I mean, come on, they have a skull cannon for some of their vehicles. What would be cool is like a boiling blood launcher. Oh, fighting these guys is gonna be real stupid. Yeah, this is gonna be one of those continually having to run away fights. Kinda wish they'd make it so the projections didn't also get to use every ability. Like, let them just shoot me, instead of being like, hey, we can throw grenades and cast everything too. So you just get one instance where you stop and they hurl, you know, 9 grenades at you. All your suppression's gone, your shield is gone, your face is gone. But yeah, and I've said this before, the Games Workshop pigeonholed the hell out of these factions. I think that's why they seem to be putting a lot of focus on, like, Huron Blackheart and Black Legion and stuff, is because they realized, hey, everything else is kind of getting boring. You know, we've done everything. Even though, realistically, all they have to do... Oh, and I died. I was kind of hoping you'd do a Psychic Blast and wipe them out, but Guess I was wrong. Hey, look where they are, right there next to me. But yeah, they're kind of, I feel, struggling a bit. But I think that's kind of part and parcel with every faction. Hey, they finally died. Good. Getting real tired of them. But every faction kind of gets tiring. You know, Tyranids don't really have much of a shake-up. Necrons... Like, we get new units for Necrons, but they're still just Necrons. I've yet to find anyone who's like, oh, here's a brand new way to play Necrons. It's just like, nah, they're... Usually you just swap whatever new unit in and go from there. And I mean, from the tabletop, part of that is because they just... One, they don't balance structures worth a damn. Like, no one ever is like, ooh, good, I can put a structure in my army. It's like, oh, cool, I'm not touching this crap. It can't move, it's underpowered, it's usually flimsy. Enemies can just stay out of its radius, who cares? You know, I think it'd be cool if you could, like, call in a bunker.
The battle is swinging our way. One last push and the victory is ours.
I think that'd be a cool mechanic for, like, Imperial Guard. Oh, hey, you can call in a bunker, potentially on an objective. Now it's harder to push the team off this, and then players, another player has to kind of readjust and go, okay, well, I'll just give up that position and work around it. Or maybe, you know, your team's built for that. You know, you have a flamer unit, and you're just like, yeah, we'll just burn out anybody in the building and move on. Stuff like that would be cool. I've seen Bella Lost Souls has done a good number of articles kind of going over some of the buildings, and I do agree they're flimsy. They're not worth the money, especially the money, dear God. Not worth the money, not worth the effort, not worth the time. Especially, like, their cost, and you're better off just putting another unit in your roster than trying to shove a building in. Okay, so there's 3 guys left. Oh, yep, the Sentinel. Hopefully this does a good amount of damage. Mostly because the game doesn't let me see the health half the time. Yeah, I need something for suppression. If I get another item with slots, I was looking at, there's another shard I can put in that gives me, I think, there's a few that are pretty good. One gives me like shield efficiency, which I think would help a lot, and then another gives suppression. I don't remember if it's suppression gain or regen, but if I can get something, I think that would help a lot. Because as it stands, I'm kind of in this weird spot struggling as it stands. Like I said before, cover is worthless in this game because of how often they just push you out of it anyways. Like, I will say, there's a lot more maneuvering necessary than in, you know, Diablo. Diablo, it's just like, yeah, go in, do stuff. You know, they just kind of drunk uncle it. But this game, it's like, oh, you didn't move, you're dead. You goofy bitch, why didn't you move? You thought you had cover? Well, that Psyker just threw 6 grenades and called a damn hell tornado in on your position. Why did you stand there? Oh, it was for 3/4 of a second? Not my problem. It is a bit much. You know, one rocket hits me and my guy's like, ugh, and he's just like stumbling away. And I get it, you know, it's a rocket. But it's real inconvenient when I can't do that back. Because even if I built all 4 suppression, I'm not doing as much suppression as these guys do. Got 6 rep. I got more rep doing an intel mission. Man, that was a real disappointing run. Nothing worth grabbing. And we'll save these 2 for later. We'll just run another intel to round this one out. Who knows? I was gonna say who knows, maybe I'll get better rep gains, but no. Oh well. Oh no, warp resist. Whatever will I not do? It's 79% heat resist for melee enemies. That's acceptable.
Insertion complete. Transferring target coordinates of hostile artillery units to your tactical sensorium. Silence these guns before the Imperium's finest get pounded into oblivion. Good hunting.
Really? We already have a Word Bearer's champion? That was quick. And here comes all the grenades. I did put a point between episodes, actually, into force. So when I'm at 75% or higher warp heat, I deal extra damage. Which is useful when I just sit here, plop down, you know, the beam, and just start laying into guys. I already missed the Void Brethren missions. Those were fun. It was nice having those extra chests full of loot. What sucks too? I didn't get anything for those keys. I had hundreds of keys. The game's just like, yeah, that sucks, moving on. Especially when they're like, oh, Season 4, you better save all your resources. You're gonna need them. I'm like, are you gonna take them away from me, though? Because that's gonna be a problem. Oh, we got another Psyker.
You did a short work of that one, Inquisitor, but there is more.
Wish I could do the weird crystal ground attack thing. But no, we don't get that. We don't get the cool Psyker abilities. Wish I'd get something with more slots, just so I can... If anything, I could just keep stacking my damage even higher. And get just stupidly high AoE damage. Because that was pretty great, just stacking a ton and hoping for the best, honestly. I think a big thing is if I can get something that gives me the ability to put, like, heat weakness or heat vulnerability, or more of it. Or if I could get bleed on heat skill hit. That would be perfect.
Work of that one, Inquisitor, but there is more.
Or honestly anything on heat skill hit, just so I can make my heat do more. Because the more abilities I put on it, or I can get proccing on it, the more the 1 damage buff I have for every debuff on an enemy, the more valuable that becomes. Oh hey, he died. Cool. I was about to say, great, another guy who can shadow clone jutsu himself. Man, game's real keen on doing those floating crystal things lately. Game's sitting here like, oh, we got one active, let's just throw another one on you, yeah? Which is fine a lot of the times, but sometimes they're real inconvenient when I gotta run. Man, no teleporters, no nothing. But at least it went smooth.
Targets on my Argus scans. Well done. Stand by for extraction. Unless you want to linger just a little longer.
Kill the heretic!
But that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button, helps out the channel a lot, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.